What's up, His Tab fam? I'm excited that this Sunday we are back in person, ready to be meeting again for church. I am thrilled. These last 2 weeks, they were good. Pastor Palco was awesome last week, but there's nothing like being in the house together. So with that being said, I did want to share some updates on how we're operating. Obviously, we need to set standards and expectations for the precautions that are being taken. I hope this is working. I've never done YouTube live before like this, but I'm going to go through them and I'm going to send it out in a text to the congregation so that we're all on the same page. Now, obviously, we want everybody to come to church every single week, and that's amazing, but we have a few guidelines. So, you may ask, well, who should not attend on a Sunday morning? If you have flu-like symptoms, if you're feeling sick or nausea, if you're feeling, if you've had a temperature in the last few days, if you've got any element of illness that you're experiencing or symptoms that you're experiencing, please let us know so that we can pray for you, so that we can maybe send you a care package or something like that. But please don't come to service that Sunday. We did have a few cases in the church, and it was actually initiated by somebody that had a temperature on Saturday and attended the services on Sunday, and they were positive for COVID. So these are just precautions, and the greatest part is this. If we follow these guidelines, we're going to mitigate any risk and things like that, and that's our goal, is to keep you safe and also to protect the house of God so that accusations cannot be made. So then you say, okay, me and my family, we're coming. You come in, there are X's taped on the ground as you walk in. They're 6 feet apart, so come and stand in line, 6 feet apart. Go on. We've got our triage or our check-in station where they're going to take you and your family's temperature. They're going to ask you several questions, which would include, have you been in a foreign country within the last 14 days? Have you been tested for COVID since your arrival? Have you been out of state for the last 14 days? And have you taken a COVID test? Have you had contact with anybody with a confirmed COVID-19 diagnosis within the last 14 days? Are you pending a COVID test and still waiting your results? Please, if you're waiting for your results, please do not come to service until you've got those results. Do you currently have any of the following symptoms? Greater than 100-degree temperature, difficulty breathing, dry cough, loss of taste and smell? Have you or somebody you live with traveled to the following states in 10 days? And it has the list of states. So they're going to ask you all those questions. And if it's no, we're stoked. Come on in. If you do have one of these things, obviously check that beforehand. I think most people would say common sense would say, well, if I'm feeling sick and I've got a temperature in this season of life, I'm not going to come to church just because of how contagious COVID actually is. And so then if you're good, you come right down. You can check your kids in. Our kids workers are now wearing masks as well. You're going to be greeted by an usher who's going to help you find a seat. We are seating every other row. And so find a row with an empty seat, grab a seat right there. Once you sit down, you can take your mask off, because once you enter the building, we're going to ask that you put the mask on. But once you're seated, you can take your mask off. Go throughout the entire service. Our offerings, we're putting them as you exit. So once service is released, you'll stand up, put your mask on. You'll walk. We've got 2 separate exits, which are not in the same area as the people entering, and then head out a different direction. And as you leave, you can drop your offering in the bucket as you leave, and then head right out. So I pray that that makes sense. I pray that this is very clear. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let us know. I know there's a lot of different viewpoints on a lot of these different things, but this is how we're handling the situation, which is a balance in between both extremes. And so, again, if you have any concerns, please let us know. But we love you guys. We cannot wait to see you this Sunday for in-person church.